Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Right now, we don't have, and we're gonna proceed, even though there's not, because it's an odd time for people to go on. So I'm not gonna stress if there's not a lot of people in the room.
Hmm.
So tonight we haven't discussed a name. We don't have a name yet, but we're gonna have a name. It's gonna be amazing. But this evening we have Rowan on, and it's not gonna be like the same day every week or every other. Did we decide weekly?
Didn't you want to do it bi-weekly? So,
Yeah, I think so. Bi-weekly, because if we do it weekly and then we do the other one weekly, it's
mhm.
just a lot going on. So like every other week starting today, but you work retail and I work retail, so getting our schedules to match up is probably not going to be the same day every other week.
Like what happened to me last night? I couldn't be on until at least we
Right.
had a whole nother hour that we went on.
That's true. That's true. We're going to work it out to the best that we can, but retail sucks, and I think most people will relate to that. But
Yes.
Rowan's gonna come up with a snazzy name for us at some point. It's his show, so it's got to be his name.
It's our show. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm really just asking dumb questions because I don't know them.
So it's a phone conversation.
Yeah, it's a conversation recorded live, and we have two people here. Woo! We have Purple Willow. She's the only one that's commented. I don't know who the other person is. All right, who we starting with? Who's our first introductory saint?
The Guadalupe.
The Guadalupe.
Or she's just another image of the Virgin Mary. So we can kind of say it's like the whole category of Virgin Mary is like a that's huge because she's
Okay.
got like 50,000 names all over the world.
No way.
Because Guadalupe is just another aspect of her that because it's called the apparitions of Mary, basically. So there's the one Mary, everybody knows the Mother of God, right? Virgin
Hmm.
Mary. But you see her more prevalent in Catholicism than you ever see her in like down Southern Baptist or
Hmm.
Protestant, where she's only ever mentioned as being the Virgin who gave birth to God. But when it comes to Catholicism, she's the Queen of Heaven.
Right. Okay. I did know
You
some of that, only because of my little bit of Catholic knowledge.
because from what I gather from everybody's opinions on her is that when if you're ever going to get a direct interference or not an interference but like miracle or something help you, you can go to Jesus, of course, he's always there. But if you go to his mama, she gonna put a good word in for you.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
that's because I know when it comes to Baptists and Protestants, a lot of them are more focused on talking to Jesus and God directly, but when you come to Catholicism, you have all these intermediaries.
Hmm.
So a lot of people like the Virgin Mary because she's like the mediator of everything. Because she's also called the Queen of Saints.
Hmm. I've heard that. Yeah.
So you have all these saints that you can go to, blah blah blah. But everybody has Mary because she's supposed to be the like mother of us all, the divine feminine.
Okay. I
Is
was gonna say, I know I have heard non practicing, like, you know how you just have conversations with people, and
mm,
that's she's one of those crossover units between, we almost said witchism, but like paganism, witchcraft, and organized religion,
mm,
because she is viewed for a lot of people, especially if you come from, like, say, an organized religion background into paganism or witchcraft. She is the image that they carry over as the divine feminine, because she was the all encompassing mother to the actual divine. You know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense to me.
I know I've heard some people say I heard this quote or this metaphor from one person before. I can't really think of her name, but she says when you want to ask for forgiveness, you go to Jesus, basically. But when you want something done, you go to Mary.
Okay. Okay. Because Mama will get things done.
Mhm. But the thing is, so we're talking about Guadalupe. So Guadalupe is another. She's a well-known aspect of the Virgin Mary because she's so popular.
Mm-hmm.
Because she came to Juan Diego, who was a native person in Mexico, and then uh, over a couple of days, these miracles were happening. He would go to the local church, and they kind of shrug him off, and then he comes back, and he picks flowers, and then he takes them to the people in the hall of the bishops, and he lets it go. The flowers fall, and there's the tilma of the Virgin of Guadalupe, which the same tilma can be found in her basilica in Mexico.
Okay, for those that don't know, what is a tilma?
It's like a robe,
Okay,
it's a
so
robe,
that floral thing that you see, like the outer covering, you know
something
what?
like that.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. And
and
then what?
then
It's stored in a what?
it's stored in her basilica, which is her church.
Okay, okay, okay.
The original basilica was destroyed, or they knocked it down. I think it got destroyed. Something happened, and then the original basilica that she wanted to be built, which, mind you, the same place that original basilica that she told him to build it at is on the land of a worship site for an old Aztec goddess.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
they put together Guadalupe and these two as being both the same but different.
Okay, like two sides of the same
And
story.
I want to believe that Aztec goddess's name was Tonantzin.
I don't know. Who knows?
Tonantzin. And she was the Aztec mother goddess of the earth.
Oh,
And then, they kind of that's another part where the church kind of takes something and tries to make it their own, and then
yeah, mold it to suit their own agenda.
so basically a rundown is that this native man came across her on a mountain, and then she appeared to him. The people kind of shrugged him off. Then one day he came, and then his tilma drops with the roses that he had gathered, which was Castilian roses, and apparently at that time in that place it wasn't the year for them to be
Oh,
blooming,
okay.
but they bloomed. And then he goes to this place, it falls, and then there is the image of the Virgin of Guadalupe, which is the one that we see so much on candles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been scientists that have gone in there, and in her cloak there's stars, but they match up to the same constellations that would be present on that very day.
Oh, wow. See, stuff like that literally gives me chills. Like, how do they know? Like, how did they do that? My blinds need to be shut in the kitchen because it's
Mhm.
driving me nuts. But I found that stuff fascinating. Fascinating. So, how did Guadalupe become a saint?
Well, when it comes to specifically the apparitions of Mary,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a whole like ordeal they have to go through. They have to go through committees, and of course, the place that they really have to go to is Vatican and get like I guess a certificate. Not It's not like a physical a seal of authenticity. They have to go through all
Okay.
these like questionings and stuff, and then it's just one of those things that people start out venerating, and then it gains more power, and then finally they'll send a petition to the Vatican to come
Mm-hmm.
and investigate these miracles. They call them miracles. And then, yeah, it's the way to canonization. So that's the specific term for being declared a saint, is being canonized. So they have to go through these tests.
Oh, you froze. Ah, you froze. Okay, so if y'all can still hear me, can you say something in the comments? Okay,
And
you
then,
froze. Rowan.
oh, I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back, but we missed a lot of what you just said because you were like
Well,
solidly
I
stuck.
was listening, so I stopped talking. I could hear you.
Oh, okay. So continue then. I'm sorry.
So yeah, it's like a whole path of like tests and questioning and blah blah blah. At one point, they're considered venerable, and then once they have enough support, then they'll canonize you. But just because that I'm going to go on a tangent, just because the Vatican says someone is worthy of being canonized or not, does not mean always that these people are going to become saints.
Right. I did know that.
They may be the saints to some people's hearts. Like Santissima Muerte, she's considered a saint, but she's not accepted by the Catholic Church.
Right. And
She's a folk saint.
they can take away sainthood too. We need to get into that at some point.
Yeah, there's been a couple I think that they've taken sainthood away from.
The one that I was going to send you, they rescinded his sainthood.
Expedite?
Yep. No, the other one, patron saint of travelers, Saint Christopher.
Christopher?
Yeah.
Why would they rescind his? Because
I read it somewhere. Let me fact check myself because I feel like they did because it was a big deal to me because I have that pendant or had that pendant. All right. Go ahead and say something.
Yes, Irish. I think it is through miracles. It is through miracles. But yeah, it's like a whole process just to be confirmed by the church that they are what they are. But just because someone's not canonized does not, I don't really think that you should just worry about it too much. Like if it's working and you're praying to them, a lot of people want them.
Keep talking.
No, I'm sorry. I'm reading the chats. But yeah, how Guadalupe became a saint is, I don't really know the year that she became a saint, but it was not too far long after all these miracles.
According to this, he is still a saint. So I can't remember what I read that said he wasn't or was being maybe considered it taken away, but he is still considered a saint.
Because I can't look it up because I got my phone and my stuff. Can somebody in the chat look up the year that Guadalupe was canonized for me? Because my big thing is I'm not really knowledgeable on when they became a saint.
See, now you gotta learn it.
That I have to learn because oof.
Okay, what was the question? When did Guadalupe
become a saint or become canonized? But say saint.
Okay. A surgeon, really? Somebody look that up. 1945.
1945, and I believe the apparitions took place in the 1800s. No, it was not the 1800s. It was.
This. Let me read you what this says. Pope Pius the 23rd.
Yeah, that crazy what?
Crowned Our Lady of Guadalupe Empress of the Americas in 1945, and she has long been recognized as the patron saint of Mexico.
Okay, so the Virgin of Guadalupe was not. Okay, so she was considered canonized and sanctified that year, but the apparitions of her did not happen probably before Juan Diego died, which was 1548.
Oh wow! So she's around way long before she was recognized by the Vatican. Is that how it plays out?
Yeah, sometimes the Vatican don't want to really.
Gotcha.
Apparition. That's the only thing I'm not so focused on is the years that they are canonized. Okay, so in 1538 is when she appeared.
Okay.
But her approval for sainthood was 1895. But then she was deemed the patroness of the Americas, which is North, South.
In 1945.
Until then. But she was always a saint before then.
So she's been through a lot of different phases of getting to where, it's like, is it like that for all of them? They have to, I get the 3 miracles. I knew that. But, like, do they all go through such long periods of time before they're like, all right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Because you have to find somebody who's been praying to them and had a miracle. and then you'd have to find another, and then you'd have it's a long road.
I
But
suppose that had. I guess it kind of. I mean, if you're gonna put about sainthood, there kind of needs to be some zhuzh behind it. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty interesting. But gosh, at the process. So, what do most people? And I'm asking. I know a little bit. And I don't. I mean, although a needle, like a grain of salt.
mhm.
So, what do people seek her out for mainly? I know we were talking about it earlier, but not in
So
here.
for her, she is. You can really ask her for anything of the positive light, and that goes with almost every. Well, I want to say with all the apparitions of Mary, you can ask them for anything positive wise.
Hmm.
Um, Love, money, happiness, pregnancy. She's also the one that they proclaim the patroness of. What's the
Give me a hint. What's it kind of like?
of unborn,
Okay.
of the unborn. I know they use her image a lot, like to proclaim, like, the anti-abortion thing, which I don't want to get into that right
Well,
now
I need.
because that's a whole thing.
Hmm.
But that's just people's opinions, and they're forcing that on her. Like,
Right.
it's not like something she's came out and said, "Hey, I want to do this." It's a lot of
Yeah.
people that just think, But you treat her like you would treat your mother. Exactly what Melissa would say.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
So
I see that now. You're much better at looking at those comments than I am.
she's not one I would look at and be like, "Hey, let me do a whole like cast a curse on this person." Blah blah blah. Like she doesn't give that vibe.
Right.
She's definitely someone to protect you from your enemies, get them away from you. But she's not one that would harm.
Gotcha. Okay.
She kind of like she's Mama Bear, but not like
But
I'm
not
running after you with blades and roses and stuff like that.
right. 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 She'll protect you, but she's not going to go harm people for you.
Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's where the whole link in the Santissima Muerte came because a lot of people who have Santissima Muerte, they also have Virgin of Guadalupe. But the thing is, the things that they would ask Santissima for certain things, they would never ask Virgin of Guadalupe. That's why they have Santissima.
Right. Right.
Because
I can't wait to
Santissima
get
is the non-judgmental.
Yeah. She's, you know how I feel about her. We'll talk about her at some point, but you know.
But yeah, she just has that essence of roses and vanilla and sandalwood, and it's just like
Well, that brings me to what my next question was going to be, because I know a lot of people that work with saints and deities in general, um, offerings are common. You know,
mhm.
um, what are some other than what you've listed? Like, are there any common traditions that follow like her patronism? Like, you do certain things for her. Are there holidays she's associated with, other
Yes,
than Mother's Day, maybe?
her main holiday I want to say is I believe is December 12th is the day of Guadalupe. That's her feast day. June 12th, I believe. Yes,
Sorry.
December 12th is her
Feast day.
feast day. So with her, she doesn't really require too much. Just a candle if you just want to get really simple. But I know people that put roses and flowers. She likes wildflowers.
Hmm.
You all you really need is just need to light a candle to her, and that's kind of works. But if you want to give her things that are like you feel like she would love, you could give her flowers, perfumes. I like giving her perfumes, like a really nice floral scented, like rose almost, even sandalwood.
Okay.
There, do you remember that hymn incense called Aphrodisia?
Oh yeah.
Like that light scent.
Yes.
I also use that for her.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good one. I like that one. I use that in my anti-stress when I want that florally smell, but it's not overpowering. You know, like
Yeah,
it could be. It's just a good smell.
To me,
So
her scents are more like, floral, rose, sandalwood, that kind of thing.
yeah,
I believe they use copal too.
yes. Well, I'm not saying yes because I know, but like I do know that's very popular in Catholicism. It's copal.
Or the mixture of frankincense and myrrh.
Mm-hmm.
Really, any church incense. Um, some people might leave out apples for her, sweets, water. Uh,
Do you
I've
feel?
never. I've, hmm?
Oh, I thought you were looking. You were looking down. I thought you were looking at this comment. Do you feel kind of the same about that?
Which one?
It says, Melissa also says, I feel like Santissima is Guadalupe's shadow side.
There's a lot of people that say that.
Okay.
I kind of go from the standpoint of them being sisters, but that also could play into the part of the shadow side.
Yeah.
They could be sisters, but Guadalupe is okay. Let's put it this way: Guadalupe is the mother of all living. Santísima Muerte is mother of all dead.
Nice. I
Which
like
does,
that.
which doesn't mean that they don't switch spots every once in a while, because Santísima might be the mother of all living, but she's still the mother of the living, and Santísima might be considered. I mean, Guadalupe might be considered the mother of all living, but she still takes care of the dead. I guess
Mm-hmm.
each of them probably have their own territory, but if ever they need help, they kind of step into each other's spots.
That would make sense. That would make sense. So, do you, on her feast day, I don't know how much you know about that, but I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to ask, like, is there a certain meal? Is there a certain item that is associated heavily with Guadalupe?
Well, she's so much kind of intertwined in the Latin American um, culture, especially the Mexican culture, and I believe she has a part in Philippines too.
You said Philippines?
Yeah, the Philippines too.
That would make sense because of the Spanish overtaking them for a little while. So that makes sense.
But I know that because she's so ingrained to the culture, whenever her day comes around, you'll see ceremonies like parades and stuff. Most of the time, whatever's on the altar is probably like the foods that are common to the people there.
Okay. So more culturally aligned with the region that is celebrating her. Okay.
Yeah, like for example, me, because she's here, like I might give her like a piece of strawberry cake. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But over there, because they have a different culture, they might give her tamales, they might give her conchas, they might give her champurrado, they might give her all these things that are common to them because they like it and they think that she might like it.
Okay. And that's what some Leo 727 said, tamales. And exactly the other that I can't pronounce that one. Hold on. I can't pronounce that because I'll mess that word right on up.
Nope.
Yeah, judgment's
And of course, flowers. There's always emphasis on flowers with her. She loves flowers.
I bet you would like a flower tea, like a herbal flower, a floral tea of some type.
Maybe even a hibiscus tea. Kind of just
Hibiscus tea
gotta,
is good.
kind of just fill it off. Most of the times, when it comes to any saint, a glass of water and a candle is all that they need.
Well, is there a liquor? I'm going to ask just because I feel like most saints have some strange attachment to liquors. So, is there a liquor? Would it be white or brown? I assume white.
I don't really give her liquor. I really
Mhm.
haven't heard of anybody. I'm sure there is. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there probably is somebody out there that gives her liquor, but something about her just doesn't say like, you know,
Give me
give
a
me
drink.
alcohol. Yeah, because if she did take an alcohol, maybe like a sweet wine, but
Oh.
I've never really given her liquor.
But that kind of makes sense, though, because of the wine is associated in biblical just about everything. So that makes sense.
I'm sure she probably drank wine. Because didn't Jesus drink wine too? I think.
Jesus, I think Jesus was helping everybody drink wine at one point. I think there was a whole bunch of wine going on. But yeah, wine was prevalent. I don't think it's the same kind of wine we have today, but definitely prevalent.
Mictica qual.
Yeah, I can't say that either.
I
I'll put it.
believe it's Mictica qual.
Is that a bread? Is that a dish?
It's the Mayan lady of the dead.
Oh, that's a person. Okay, my bad. I thought we were
Like
food.
yeah, it's Luna. She brought up Micticasi Qua, and I think that's the one that they always reference Santissima Muerte with is Micticasi Qua.
She said Aztec.
Mayan. Mayan.
Lady of the Dead is a Mayan entity or deity. And then the last thing it says is she's an Aztec.
Aztec.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I see it now. I see it. Yeah, it's raining right now.
I was gonna say you must be getting a hell of a storm tonight.
It is.
Yeesh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I believe Micticasi Qua is the one that is Santissima. But Santissima, whenever it comes to Virgin Guadalupe and Santissima, there's always that connection there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense though. Like the back and forth between the two, the upper and the lower, the light and the dark. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even though I want to, when we get to Santissima, I want to go in depth on her, maybe more than normal, only because there's so many misguided things, about her. I feel like people take her for granted a lot, but we'll get into that later.
There is another YouTuber out here, and I can't think about his name, but I feel like he would be somebody that we should bring in as a guest.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Heck yeah. You know who else would be good for this? You know what? I didn't even think about guest. Every time I start a show, I don't think about guest spots because I'm not a natural host. I don't know if you can tell, but Irish knows a lot about stuff.
Many
He's in
happen.
we got to get her to come on one or the other show. I don't know.
Irish Padova.
Yes.
Many Catholics believe that to honor their saints to act in their image. Yeah.
Yes. Irish, were you? And I'm sorry that I didn't see the truth talk, and this might have been covered already, so I do apologize. Um, were are you or were you or do you still practice Catholicism?
Janelle Longoria. Yeah, she'd be good on Santissima Muerte too.
See, these are people I have no. If you know these people, like mark them down. I'm gonna write it down because I don't know. You know.
Write that down for me because I have no free hand.
Okay, I'm writing it down. Is she related to Eva Longoria? That was a super dad joke. She probably hears that shit all the time. Are you related? Okay. Janelle Longoria. Oh, I don't even know if that's a female name or not. All right. Irish is not responding. Um, let's see. Who okay, so we're 28 minutes in. Okay, I'm sure you knew this one.
Yes, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. No, I did spend time in church for safety purposes. I went to a Pontifical Catholic University. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to bring up anything that would upset you, so but I figured you knew you had a lot of knowledge in there, so I figured it had to come from somewhere. No, you're fine if you're at work because I think you're like 2 to 11, so you're probably at work. And I'm sorry, that just hit my brain, so I'll back off. Um, thank you. uh,
Lady Blind Wolf is saying, but there are a lot of people that compare Los Tontos and Mon Muertos, and they should have the same energy.
now, see,
Are we talking about Hecate and Santissima Muerte, or are we talking about another thing?
Los Tontos Amo Morte. Is that a different saint, or is that a different? Is that a different one? I'm gonna look it up.
That one I don't know. Lady Blind Wolf, if you can clarify that.
Los Tontos Amo What? Oh, okay. um, Lingara. Oh, okay. I spelled it wrong. My man. Hold on.
Let me tell you, Melissa Rivera, she got this. She got this knowledge, girl. Where you at?
Yeah. Hello. Pop in. Want a link? I can send it over because we're new to this. He's sharing his knowledge because I don't know anything and I find it fascinating. And I knew other people would too because I get asked all the time about stuff that I don't know about. Okay. It says what I found, although I think it's different. Yeah, this is a book. So this is a book.
So
I
we're
don't
talking
know.
about. We're talking about the question that's on the screen.
Yes, that name, Los Santos Amo Morte. As I'm looking it up, it's just coming up as a book.
Is it referencing the between Hecate and Santísima Muerte? Is that what it is?
I can't read it because it's Espanol. Like it's literally okay. I show you. It's in Espanol.
I can't read that.
Okay. Well, neither can I. Let's just.
Because
It's
if we are talking about Santísima Muerte and Hecate, I noticed a lot of people that used to work with Hecate now have Santísima, which was my kind of situation. I
yes.
know. I think from watching Janelle, that was kind of her situation too. And then you have Hecate, and you went to Santísima too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But
I remember Tequila used to have Santísima, but she never worked with her.
she was just a guy, like a guide
Yeah.
or some such thing. But we'll see. I have okay. We're just gonna dive in a little bit on Santissima because she's getting brought up a lot. I use her in a way of protection over my household and forgiveness when I have to protect my household because
Mm.
that's how I've had to communicate with not had to communicate. That's how I've communicated with her. Like, look, this is going on. Help me through it. I'm going to do this. I'm also going to apologize for it, but this is why I'm doing it. And she's on my money altar, facing away from it, as if guarding its back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've got money coming in, she's going to make sure nobody comes behind it and takes it. And
Mm.
I have Medusa on there as well. And I couldn't tell you why yet, but that's where she landed, and that's where she's been, and that's where she's going to stay.
Yep.
But that's how and I hate using the term use a saint or deity or anything like that. Cause I don't like the term use, but
Petition.
petition or work with, you know,
Ask.
ask, help me. Like,
Cohabitate.
well, do you ever? Never mind. I know the answer to this for you, but like I talk, like legit, have a conversation.
Yeah.
Hecate or Santissima or Medusa, like legitimately, you'll like I will stand there and have a conversation.
Oh yeah, I'll do that too, and I'll make sly comments too.
Yes, yes, and then I'll get mad and I'll like sass
I'm
off.
gonna be like, did you just hear this? I mean, can you help me out? I'll be looking
Yeah,
at them, and I know they can hear me.
yeah. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, fix it. Help me fix it. Help me. Okay. What you heard this? You know what I'm about to do. You know I'm about to hurt somebody, and you know why I'm about to do it. Don't
Uh,
come at me.
okay. So Lady Blind Wolf said, yes, she means between Hecate and Santissima Muerte,
Oh,
and she's saying that some say that they are the same energy. I wouldn't exactly say that they're the same energy, but they have sort of the same taste almost.
yeah. That frequency is very similar in certain aspects, but
Because I know a lot of people that do have Hecate and Santissima in the same spot, and it's just like they get along, but make sure you have them
separate,
mhm,
or you take care of them separately.
mhm.
You know, I don't know. I can't mess with Mama Bear. She don't mess with nobody.
And I know they say a lot of times that Santissima is jealous, which she is jealous, but a lot of times her altars you'll see the Virgin of Guadalupe right next to her.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see Saint Jude next to her. You'll see another folk saint Jesus Monteverde next to her. you'll see all these people next to her, even Saint Michael the Archangel. But I guess, for me, outside of those there, I don't think I would put Hecate on the same altar with Aphrodite, or on this, or I mean, Santissima on the same altar as Aphrodite, or Santissima on the same altar as Hecate.
No, no. I guess you can do whatever, but like your personal experience, my personal experience, like it's not something we would do, but it's not saying it's out of the realm of possibility.
There's a lot of witches that say it's the same energy. It could very possibly be the same energy, but for me, it has a different taste to it.
Yeah.
But that's where different people, different practices kind of meld together. Some people have different, experiences with one, and then different people have different experiences with one. But I would like to see somebody talk about it being the same energy. I think that would be very interesting.
So I don't know if this is what she's referencing then. I don't know if it goes into it that. And then there's also Lady Blind Wolf again. No, it said that you cannot have some somewhere to share the altar, and an altar with other female deity. Usually, she'll give you permission to have a male deity on her altar. They don't have any male deities.
Yeah,
Wouldn't know what to do with it.
that's just another example of different people getting different, messages and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting.
Well, and that's just like any deity.
Yeah.
Like what you read from one, I won't read from the same thing. You know what I mean? Like Bex, me, and Trina, and Tequila, and I'm sure 150 million other witches use Hecate. I can tell you different stories. You know how she treats us. I mean, she can get violent. Let me tell you, burning my damn house down. She can get violent.
Let me tell you, one day I was on the phone with Tequila, and I told her, hey, according to the mythology, Hecate and Aphrodite are cousins. And across the room, Tequila's candle went, and Tequila looked at me and said, I wouldn't say that again if I was you.
Yeah. Nah, she don't. It may be, but it's that cousin she didn't like. So you don't bring them up at reunions. They don't exist anymore.
But we're getting on to Hecate and everything.
Okay, so back to Guadalupe.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I like. I like the side tangents, but we kind of have to stay.
Keep it back. Yeah. Focus. Okay. So, we kind of talked about this already, though. I was going to say, because we had talked about in this series that we would do two, one main and one obscure saint. Not necessarily in relation to the other, but we kind of did that tonight with going into Santissima versus Guadalupe and the energy flow and stuff like that. Yeah. So is there anything that people on the outside wouldn't know about Guadalupe and how she works and how she deals with things, and like something she's known for that is not broadly known?
Most of a lot of the stuff that she's asked for, I wouldn't say there's like an obscure thing that there is about her that you can ask her that a lot of people don't know that you can ask her. But it might sound obvious, but then it also, a lot of people think about it, is that she can help you with self-love, loving yourself.
Go into that.
Because she is the mother of us all, basically. That's what's her energy, and she's Mama Bear.
Okay.
And one of the things of Mama Bears is they want to have their kids love themselves. That's always like a mother's kind of want is for their children not only to love others, but them to love yourself.
Yeah.
And because that's a lot of, because self-love can feed into a lot of different things. If you don't love yourself, it can feed into addictions. It can feed into repeating habits. It can feed into depression, all that stuff. So working with her to get self-love can also have a tremendous effect with everything else. So she's very like heavy-handed on making you love yourself, because when you love yourself,
Nothing else.
what else matters?
Right. Right. And you can't really love someone else truly, deeply, and wholly if you don't love yourself, because you're just going to be putting baggage on them that doesn't belong there. So,
And she is big mama bear. She's the mother of us all. She's got that unconditional love, and she loves everybody unconditionally. So she would want us to love ourselves unconditionally
mm-hmm.
and our fellow people unconditionally. But other than things that you wouldn't really think of asking her, like anything of a positive outlook, I could think of.
I found,
Because I've never heard of people asking her for anything bad.
I mean, if we want to bring the comedic side of this up,
Mm-hmm.
like, I positively want somebody dead. No, just joking.
Yeah, that one's. I don't know how that would work.
That would work.
That would
But
work.
I found it interesting when you were saying she was the most, this, I guess, the fetus, the unborn fetus.
Mm-hmm.
I found that interesting because I thought there, well, and I don't know, so I'm going to ask, isn't there something else that goes along with the fetus as well? I don't know if it's another saint, but like there's another deity associated with unborn children or the or loss. Or am I confused?
There's a lot of saints out here that are patron of the unborn.
Oh, okay. There's
Well,
one.
just because the thing is, just because a book says they're the patron of this, or this, or the church says they're patron of this, and this. Yeah, that might be their like strong points, but any other you can ask them for anything.
Okay. Okay.
They have their strong points or the things that they're most known for. But if you have a personal relationship, of course they're gonna help you with anything else like that.
Well, I'll find. I find it fascinating because how many saints are there? Is there an actual number?
I don't know the actual number. I know it's thousands and
It's going
thousands
to
and
be.
thousands and thousands.
What is that called? How many? I mean, how many? How many recognized saints are there? How many recognized?
It's communion of saints is what they call it. Because that prayer. It's the Apostles' Creed. So I believe in the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the life of the body, resurrection of the Lord.
You lost me because I don't know anything.
Thousands of saints and growing. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago that Mother Teresa got confirmed a saint.
Yeah. What's that about? I thought she was one already. You said
No, she was
10,000. So yeah.
she was considered venerable.
Okay. Okay. Go into that. What is the difference?
Okay,
Venerated and saint.
so in Catholicism, they don't worship this. I'm going back to Catholicism, but okay.
Well,
So the thing is that you don't worship the saints; you venerate them
okay.
because worship is for God, basically, and veneration is. It's hard to put that into words.
Well, it butts up against. All right. I don't know how many people in here. I mean, I've read a good bit of the Bible. I don't know everything. I
Oh,
don't
I
really
got it.
go for it.
You worship God, but you have the saints as like your role model
Okay.
because they were people on the earth that grew up in like a very centered manner. They become saintized. That means they're close to God. So people use these saints as an image to follow after, to walk in their same footsteps, to become like they were close to God.
An elevated being.
So yeah, people confuse the difference between honoring and worshiping. We honor the saint. They honor the saints. They don't worship the saints.
Okay. Then I will leave deity worship out of the Bible then.
Saints are the middleman to the higher power. Yes,
That's a good way of putting it.
it's like the lawyer. They're like your lawyers, and he's the judge.
Yeah, they petition what you're asking them for to the higher ups.
They're advocates. Yep.
Advocates. That's it.
Let me tell you, Melissa and Irish in here, y'all are talking more than I know, so I'm gonna need y'all to get in here. Y'all taking my shine. Come on, come on.
I need to know when your day's off. When are y'all's days off to come up in here?
Because Melissa and Irish are just taking the seat. Come on now.
This should. I mean, I want to know so much, and like I don't know if anybody's one brain can hold it all. Your brain holds a ton of just random saintly information.
Louis Progreso. Melissa, are you a spiritista? Thank you, Irish. Yeah, Melissa said you venerate the saints like you venerate your ancestors.
Gotcha. See, and that's something I haven't dived into yet. Please don't beat me with a stick, people. I haven't dealt with my ancients, my nothings.
Oh, Melissa's a spiritista.
Oh,
No wonder I like her.
yeah. Y'all have a lot to talk about, or not. Um, so
Melissa, you sound like Sancista Luis. Let me tell y'all, if we could get
Oh.
Sancista Luis up in here, no, let me put some honor on his name, Sancista Brujo Luis.
Mm-hmm.
If you see this, hi.
We need you to come on the show.
And
No, okay. Do you know? No, never mind. I think I'd get off topic.
Melissa, do you have an Instagram? Irish, do you have an Instagram?
Irish, I think, does have Instagram.
And we'll pop them in the chat. We'll give you permission to plug.
Sancista needs to be here ASAP. God.
I got his book, like Louis Progreso.
Okay, so Irish is with me. She doesn't do the ancestor work either. And I feel super guilty about it, but like, I got so many hangups. Not that that's their fault, but like, I'm just saying, there's reasons. There's reasons I haven't dealt with my ancestors yet.
Yes, we've already gone to these.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
I've already knocked on your head, so
Yeah. It's got to work its way out. You know how I work. Like in a couple years, maybe when I deal with some more things on my side, I gotta deal with some of me first before I can deal with all of them. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything to throw in here? Because this is our first one, and we'd like to have guests for you people in the back that want to come on your off day. I can rearrange the schedules.
Yeah, because for this one, we're not going over the hour. But maybe in the future, where we'll have the hour, and then if we have some tangents, we can go a little bit extra. But
Yeah.
I know tonight, Crescent and I want to kind of keep it to like the 1 hour point.
Yes.
Because we all got shit going on.
Yeah.
But for the last couple of minutes, we can put in some questions.
Yes. Questions about what, Leo? So, like, is there anything about Guadalupe in particular that maybe you wanted to know about that didn't get covered? Is there a saint that you would like covered that we could do in a later show? That type of question. Hey, Melissa. Irish, I can totally get down with that. I totally right there with you.
I'm lucky I have a 3-day weekend.
I have a 2-day weekend. I'm off Sunday and Monday. I just got to get through tomorrow.
Irish Padova. Mystic saints. Are we talking about folk saints?
Oh, that's a good one. Mystic saints. I don't even know what a mystic saint is, so if that's a folk saint, confirm for me.
Saint Lucy. Bex wants to talk about. That's a good one.
Saint Lucy, okay.
Santa Lucia. Jeez. Now that one I like. I love Saint Lucy.
Okay. I wrote that one down along with mystic saints. Anything else?
Oh, saints who receive visions and the stigmata. Okay.
Oh,
That
okay.
narrows it down to I know a couple that would be considered mystic saints. Like Saint Clare would be considered a mystic saint.
So Saint Clare.
And you know what her name is Saint Clare, but you know what she can kind of what her patronage is just by looking at her name.
Clairvoyancy. Okay. I like that. That's pretty interesting.
San Padre Pio. Yeah, he's an interesting one to talk about. Oh my gosh, they're giving us all these
I
saints.
mean, I'm gonna have screenshots. Some of this shit, y'all are just popping off.
Okay, San Lazaro, yes, Saint Lazarus, yes,
Saint
yes, yes, yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Saint Lazarus,
San Martin Caballero
uh,
and
Teresa of Avalia,
Avila, yeah.
Cristobal, San Cristobal. I feel like I know that one.
I think that one's Christopher.
Okay, I'm gonna write both just in case.
So we got Saint Lazarus, we got Saint Clare, we got Saint Lucy,
Saint Bridget,
Saint Bridget, Saint Anthony,
Anthony. Okay,
Saint Martin, which is Martine,
Martine.
Teresa of Avila.
What now? She's different than the Mother Teresa.
There's a lot of Teresas in the book.
Okay, gotcha.
Teresa de Lisieux.
Saint Jude, Saint Ruth,
Saint Jude, yes, Saint Jude.
Saint Bex is saying that I know Saint Jude is popular, but he is misunderstood at times. So we'll bring him up. Saint Jude. And then I saw Ruth in here as well.
Okay, so Saint Gemma.
Gemma?
Gemma.
Okay.
Saint Catherine.
Oh, Lord, we can't go over all 10,000. We'll never get off here.
Well, at least we have a lot of lineups for future.
St. Catherine? All right.
Of Siena. Make sure you say Siena because I think there's some more Catherines in there.
Okay.
Gepgardo? I've never heard of Gepgardo.
Well, I hadn't heard of half of these.
See, I like this because they're sending a couple in here that I've never heard before, so that gives me some learning too.
Yeah.
Put Saint Joseph on there.
Saint Joseph? Saint Joseph? All right. Joseph?
Because I have
Okay.
I have Saint Lazarus in my home. He's one that I have. I have Guadalupe. I have Saint Joseph. I have Saint
Barbara.
Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Santa Barbara. Okay.
Yeah, Saint Barbara. Oh yeah. She is a badass.
Apparently, she's also very interesting because you perked right on up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I need another page. Sorry. Just so y'all know that I'm actually writing this down. I got a page.
Santa Maria. Santa Maria.
Santa Maria.
Which I think is Mary.
I was going to ask, but you said that. So.
There might be another Maria.
I feel like there's got to be more than one.
Saint Francis. Saint Patrick.
I know a little bit about, well, both of those, but Saint Francis is, I like the name Francis for one. So
Saint Patrick.
Patrick. Okay.
Everybody wants to know about Saint Barbara.
Oh, Leo 727 is a born and raised Catholic. That's why he or she is throwing those out. My bra got wet today. I'm not being weird, but I have a situation going on from work.
You got Francis, got Saint Peter.
St. Peter? My dog just yelped.
We already got St. Jude,
Yeah, I got St. Jude.
St. Paul.
I do not have St. Paul.
Maybe in the next live that we do, we'll do St. Barbara first because we got like
Several of those.
yeah.
So next, so episode 2, and I'm listing these out as episodes on the thingy. So episode 2 is going to be Barbara. And
Oh my god! I just thought of a name
what?
for our
Oh,
show.
okay, do it. What?
The Witch's Communion.
Witch's Communion? I'm writing it down. How do you spell communion?
Communion.
Okay, it looked funny.
Saint Regla. Is that the Virgin of Regla?
Regular. Okay. I spelled that way wrong. Hold on.
Everybody says they like it. Iris says she does a Witch's Communion.
I think kind of most of us that have a Catholic deity in home do basically something along those lines. What was it called? Yeah. Okay. Regla. Okay, got it. All right.
So Rain, when you're saying Saint Regla, are we talking about the Virgin of Regla?
Thank you, Irish. Okay, I got it. I was spelling communion. I was like,
now you know that if we do the Witch's Communion, that means every time we come online, we have to have a glass of wine.
okay, but I'm allergic. I gotta have something other than wine. How about vodka?
That just went young.
Wine gives me a headache. Vodka just makes me feel good.
So Rain says yes, the Virgin of Regla. So good, I know.
Okay, I put her on it. It on here.
And that would blend into the Virgin of Caridad de Cobre too.
Cakes and ale. Oh, communion. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, the cakes and ale. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. I can make cakes.
Saint Cecilia, the patron of musicians.
Or what?
Musicians. And I can't believe all this talking about saints, and we have not even talked about Saint Michael, the archangel. Gonna put him on there.
Okay, so I have a question. What?
Sorry.
No, go for it.
The next live that we do, we'll do Saint Barbara and Saint Michael because they're both warriors.
Okay. Saint Barbara, Saint Michael. Okay.
And they both have a sword and they're both red, so yeah.
F2.
Bex says vodka with red coloring.
There you go. Bex is a problem solver. Done.
Our Lady. Our Lady of Candelaria. Yeah.
Archangel. I have a question regarding angels and archangels.
Mm-hmm.
And please do not at me, people. I'm asking legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll ask off camera. So I really don't want somebody to at me about something because I know like a little bit of the Bible, but I didn't go into saints and such and the Psalms and all that stuff. I didn't do that, so I don't want to be like.
Melissa's got me. She knows everything I'm
San
talking
Miguel?
about.
Wait, what are you talking about?
La Caridad de Cobre. She got me. She knows what's going on.
Oh, I got you. Okay. So, all right. Question. I'm just going to ask if y'all ask me.
What's the difference between angels and archangels? Is that what you're going to ask?
Yes.
There's a whole, hierarchy.
Uh-huh.
There's
He said no matter what I say, they're going to at me anyway.
So I know there's cherubim, there's seraphim, there's archangels. I believe archangels are on the top.
Okay, so why are they? And I'm not going to say always depicted as mean, but they do often get depicted as like they'll fuck you up.
Because they will fuck you up if you fuck with them.
Okay, well, I was just trying to clarify because, like, is that a thing? Is there a reason? Like, why are the Most High angels? And then you could do a whole live on archangels. Yes, we could. That's a very good one, or a very good suggestion. The Sola, um, oh, dyslexic April.
Leo's
This
over here adding me. What did I say? Seraphim are the highest?
Lucifer was once an archangel.
Are seraphim?
Wrong. Oh, she said wrong. Rowan. Okay. Seraphim are the highest. I don't know. I'm out of my water now. They're the church's soldiers. Yeah,
See,
I
I
hadn't
see.
heard that before.
I'm not the biggest, knowledgeable on angels.
Well, this is an opportunity to learn. So I'm going to do some digging and figure out, like, oh, I'm not going to have it all, by the way. So don't at me again. But I want to know more because a lot of people use the archangels and they get talked about a lot, but I don't understand enough to understand. Or I don't know enough to understand. Is that rain I'm hearing on your end?
No,
What is that noise?
I don't know.
It sounded like rain for a minute.
No.
Um,
Hierarchy of angels. Let me see.
Lucifer was actually a jinn.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I am wrong. Because the highest orders of angels are seraphim, cherubim, and thrones. Middle orders are dominions, virtues, and powers. And the lowest orders are principalities, archangels, and angels.
Oh, okay. So screenshot that so we have it as reference.
Angels is a whole different territory than themselves.
Bex, I hope you see this. Thank you. We're a little nervous because we didn't know how to really start this episode or like what it needs to be comprised of. But after the first one, it gets a little better as you go. So I would like to definitely dive into Lucifer because the darker the better. But I think he needs to have his whole own episode because there's a lot of key layers to Lucifer and different manners to which he's seen. So I want to touch on him alone too. And some of these are just big and they might just have their own little spots. And that's fine. That's fine. All right. So where are you ready to get off here?
If anybody has any final questions, now is the time to speak.
I feel like you're like in research mode now.
Yeah, I am looking.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sign off. If y'all need to add anything or say anything else or whatever, give us more ideas, more suggestions, more information, please put it in the description box down below. Or no, sorry, the comment section down below. And we will get together every week and figure out what day of the week works best for us to come on and do an hour or so. And if anybody wants to be on the show, get in touch with us in the comments in caps and we'll go through and look at them and pluck them out.
Melissa, I need you and Irish. I need your Facebooks or your Instagrams. Come on now.
Please send Rowan a Facebook invite, y'all. Also, I was gonna say something. Oh, okay. So I'll make what I'll do when we get our schedule together. I'll make a community tab notice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it on Facebook, and Rowan will do the same on his Facebook and Instagram. You have an Instagram, don't you? You do have an Instagram.
Yeah, I do. I'll put mine in the chat.
Yeah, put yours in the chat, and then I can put it in the the thingy, the show notes after we're done.
What is my Instagram?
Bro, it's Rowan _Woods, or right?
Just look up Rowan Woods on Instagram and you'll find me. Or you'll find me through. I almost called you Christopher. You'll find me through Crescent's Instagram.
It's the same. It's the same.
I think it's this. I think it's Rowan Woods.
I thought we had messaged more recently, but I don't see you on here. Apparently, I got sent. Oh my god. Okay, so I didn't know that I had spoken to Bruja Louise in my Instagram. I just found it because it said "seen," and I was like, "Seen what?" Oh, but yeah. So, because he was advertising a show, it was Connection in Crisis. So he was advertising something he was working on. So I will send him an invite to this show and see if he responds. I don't know him like that. I'm putting that out there. I will fangirl all over the place. And then I'm gonna have to drag him over to Spirit Talk. It's gonna have to happen.
And then each one of these, I request a invite.
It's our show. You're here all the time.
No, I'm talking about Spirit Talk.
Oh, okay. Well, duh. Okay, so that's cool. Forgot about
Oh, okay. Let me screenshot this. That's ugly. Okay.
that. Rowan, send me a minute. Oh, look, it's Rowan_witch. That's you on Instagram. Rowan_witch.
Rowan_witch.
Yes.
Rowan, are you Rowan? Yes, that's the one. I got you. I just seen the. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. The last time we spoke on here was April 24th, 2019. And you said, "What's up, homie G?"
You never replied.
Never responded. I'm sorry. I
That
love
was
you.
the same year I was told I had a box, and I didn't get it until this year.
Yes, it was. And look, all things good come with time. See? See? I love you.
I'll think about it.
Whatever. We're signing off. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next week sometime. Bye.
Adios. Bye.